Hey, hi ThriveHolics, it's your boy Krobo, and I'm here with another video today for you. And today I want to talk about listening to your inner voice. Some people call your inner voice the sixth sense. Some people say it's God. Some people say it's the spirit. Some people say it's your conscience. Some people say it's energy. Some people call it nature, or whatever you want to call it. And it depends on what you believe in. I, for one, believe that there is a force and something beyond just the physical, and it's actually within us. Maybe it is without, but also within. And I'm going to make my point as I get along. Let me start with the fact that we as humans, we all have interactions with other humans at some point in our lives. A lot of us, especially when we're young, we are very ambitious, we have great ideas, we want to do certain things with our lives. But unfortunately, people around us, from family to friends to relations to social interactions, they tend to kill our ambition. They tend to tell us that we can't do certain things, maybe not intentionally trying to kill it, but they do it anyway. Something as simple as I want to be an astronaut, and they say you can't even pass your math exam and you want to be an astronaut. And these things stick with us. They last for a lifetime and they stay with us, and they stay longer than we even realize. I, for one, I was very fortunate that as a child, I didn't have so much negativity around me. Actually, I had the opposite. My parents, my friends, my family, everybody looked at me as this very bright and intelligent person, and I could achieve whatever I wanted to. And I always had something that I wanted to do. I had this sparkle in my eye, and I kept trying to achieve these things. In the 80s, my parents split up, and I had a stepmother, and so much that it infected her. My stepmother believed in me so much that my half brother, my younger brother, tells me till today how much she said I was so smart, and when I talk to her, it's the same thing. I always had that around me, but that doesn't mean that everybody was positive. At some point, I went to secondary school, and it wasn't until I got to secondary school, I went to boarding school, that I realized what negativity was. It was a place where everybody doubted what the other one could do. They were a bunch of liars, basically, in high school, so everything was a lie, and if you say you wanted to do this, they scoffed. It was scoffing and laughing, and these things stick with you, and you begin to doubt yourself. And then you can't do basic things that people that you felt you could achieve more than were basically doing and doing better than you. And then it starts to affect your academics. And then you start to believe these things. So it's something that is trained, and we are trained to believe in certain things. And in reality, it's not who we are. I didn't know skepticism until I went to boarding school. And for a lot of people, that doubt begins at home, rather. And for me, I was fortunate that that wasn't the case. What we don't realize is that we often save these doubtful statements in our head, and if we aren't careful, they replace our own voice, and we don't realize we're listening to someone else's voice telling us that we can't do certain things and we can't achieve certain things, and we believe it and we think it's ours. Indulge me. I'm going to do a little experiment with you right now, so indulge me and be patient with me. I want you to close your eyes. Nobody's around you. You're in your privacy, so nobody's gonna laugh at you. But close your eyes. Close your eyes and let your mind drift. I want you to think of all the people in your life, whoever told you that you couldn't do certain things, all the things that they said, all the times they said you were gonna fail. Now I want you to stop listening to what they said, and I want you to listen to the voices. Whose voices do you hear? I've heard all kinds of voices. I've heard it was my mother, I've heard it was my friend, I've heard it was my sister and my cousin. Just think, identify the voices, and whose voices do you hear? Now, since you've done that, I want you to try the opposite now. Keep your eyes closed. Now I want you to think of your tasks, what you have to do after watching this video. The simple task. I need to fold my clothes, I need to make a phone call, I need to do Now I want you to stop listening to the tasks itself so you don't get stressed out. But I need you to listen to the voice. Whose voice do you hear? If you heard that it's your voice, if it's your voice you hear, you're on the same page as I am. I've tried this with several people and it's always the same case. They hear their voices. And you know why you hear your voice? Because this is something that your mind knows you can do, and your mind is talking to you, and it's something you can achieve, so your voice is still there. But when it comes to something you doubt, you hear other people's voices. It's not an accident. Those people have basically infiltrated your mind, and they control your doubts of yourself. They have taken your can-do voice and replaced it with their can't-do voices. Okay? So, basically, in summary, the first thing is that you need to write your own story. It's your story, it's your life. If somebody tells you that you're expected to graduate school at a certain time, you're expected to be rich at a certain time, supposed to be married and have children, it's still your life, it's your decision. You can't blame them if you do what they said and then it doesn't work out. You made that choice. You just pass the responsibility of making decisions to someone else. Second thing is that self-doubt doesn't come naturally, it is instilled. The same way someone can instill it in you, you can remove it yourself. It's up to you, it's your decision, it's your choice. And finally, no one can impact your life as much as you can. Make that conscious decision to impact your own life, and nobody else will, and nobody else can. And so I've come to the end of the video. I would like you to follow us on IG, Facebook, and YouTube at ThriveHolics, and on Twitter at ThriveHolic without the S. You can join our website and get free content on our blog. And always remember to be a ThriveHolic too. Survive, strive, and thrive. Have a lovely day.